Sounds like we've got
Brothers and guests, I call this meeting to order. Our worthy Chancellor, Robert, would you please lead us in prayer? I'll stand or kneel.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Since this is the month of June, we'll have a prayer for fathers. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for all the fathers on earth who, like St. Joseph, accept the responsibility to care for and love their children. May you strengthen them with the kindness, patience, and wisdom they need to encourage and guide their children. May they be supported by a steadfast life, caring family, and good friends. Most of all, may they know that you and you alone are the source of all that is good and truly valuable in this world. Amen. Hail Mary.
and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Mary, Queen of the Knights, pray for us. Father,
Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please remain standing and face the flag as we pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. All right, I'd like to call on our worthy warden to please take roll call of officers.
Grand Knight,
Present.
Deputy Grand Knight, Steve Monty,
Present.
Chancellor Robert E. Present. Financial Secretary Daryl Stask,
Present.
Treasurer Bruce Hammond,
Present.
Recorder James Fowler,
Present.
Advocate Dick Jacobs,
Present.
Inside Guard Ray Carlson,
He is excused.
Outside Guard Ken Duplex, Trustee 1 year Tom Sawyer.
Council.
Yes. Second year Trustee Mike Whistle.
Present.
Third year Trustee Steve Guest.
Here.
Warden Joe James, President.
That's it. That's it. Thank you, worthy ward. All right, I'd like to call for the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting. Brother Rich.
Worthy Grant, I'd like to make a motion, we dispense with the reading of the minutes and accept them as written and published. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion and seconded to accept as written and posted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion is passed and will be accepted as written and posted to the council. Thank you, Brother Rich. Not a problem. All right, I'd like to call on our financial secretary, Brother Daryl Stasky. Please give your report.
Brother Grand Night. I'd like to report that we have 365 members. Our goal this year was 15 and we're at 22. We brought in 2 members last month and I will let Brother Ray introduce them during his report. They're both here tonight. I'd also like to report, I've just got in the mail today a thank you letter from PAT Pregnancy Center. Dear Daryl, Bruce, and the Knights of Council 11548, we're so grateful for the support of the Holy Spirit Council. We've been very blessed by the ASAP program and the support of your organization as a whole. We appreciate this matching gift, and this will help us continue assisting women and their families in need. Thank you from your heart for the unborn moms and our bishop. Tracy Klein. I'd like to just bring everybody up to date. We've received 4 checks from Supreme. It's not our money, it's Supreme's money. $400 for each check. So $1,600 has gone to 400 to Stanton, 400 to Birthright, 400 to Path, and 400 to, what was it? Lifeline Pregnancy Center. So we gave them all more than $2,000. We gave them all $2,000 each, and they therefore Bruce took on himself to do all the paperwork required by Spring, getting their Form 9s and meeting with them, and so he did a lot of work getting all the requirements for Spring. They don't just give out the money for free. You know, you've got to fill out the forms and do all the work. So thank you, Bruce, for doing that. That is $1,600 for our pro-life efforts.
Thank you, Brother Darrell. And with that, I'd like to move to our worthy treasurer's report. Brother Bruce, please give your report.
Worthy Grand Night. Worthy Grand Night already sent out the treasury report, so I'm going to spend talking about that. I just have one item. This is the first year where we can't file a Form 990N tax form with the IRS, which is a postcard submittal. We have to do what's called a 990EZ, which is a more detailed tax return, similar to like a 1040EZ. I've been putting that together, and I met with Cheryl Gidley at Harris CPAs this morning. She did a review of my compilation of all the forms. I just have some minor tweaks to do, and then I'll be filing that electronically. We use an online service called Form 990 ORG. Because our gross receipts are less than $100,000, we pay no fees to use that online service and do the electronic filing. And we have to do an electronic filing. We have a committee of officers and the 3 trustees that have been working with me on this process, and they're doing the final review. I should have that out tomorrow for review, and then I will intend to file on Wednesday. So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Bruce. We are truly blessed, and thank you so much for all the hard work that you've done with Supreme and getting the $400 for each agency, as well as this 990EZ. I know it's a difficult task, and you're definitely the right man for that. So thank you, brother. All right, I'd like to, before I move on to all the program reports and all the other ones, it's kind of, we're going to have some officer elections, so I want to try to keep the program reports as short as possible, keep it to the point, try to keep it within 2 minutes, so we can get through the meeting and get out of here with somewhat a reasonable hour. With that, I'd like to call our worthy district deputy, Corey Newell, please come up here and give you the report. That was not deputy.
As you all know, brevity is my strong suit, and I'll keep it as short as I can. The Lord made me short so that I can keep things short. So absolutely. It was no coincidence that you mentioned that as you did. Thank you, worthy grandmother. It's an honor to serve next to you. I'll start off my report by telling all the fathers that are present here, thank you for your vocation. Thank you for adhering to your vocation. Thank you for your yes. Thank you for taking on that responsibility to be a father. And just to show your kids, your sons and daughters, what it means to be a Catholic gentleman. It's one of our promises. It's one of the things that as Knights of Columbus, we promise to help you with at any time and at any place that you need. We will step up and help you to achieve that part of your vocation. And on June 18th, I'll be thinking of you all. And just thank you for making that difference when it comes to our families and following along with, St. Joseph. I just want to tell you, congratulations. Your council was the first in District 5, my district, to achieve Star Council. All of your forms have been submitted. All of your work has been noted and it's been acknowledged and it's been seen by myself as well as the rest of the state. And I'm happy to report that you have earned and achieved Star Council. Congratulations. There's 2 councils in my district, yours and Nampa, that kind of are always vying for each other to see who can get something done first. Nampa Council had their audit in first, but you guys had your SP7 in first. Nampa was the first council to make sure they updated their pictures of all the Supreme officers. So they have a Supreme Chaplain, a Supreme Knight, and now everybody's pictures up to date. And they went out and found their own pictures, and so now they were to claim the fame. So but you guys were the first in my district to claim Star. So congratulations on that. And for those new members of the council and those men that don't know what the Star Council is, it is the highest award that a council can win. And what you have done, what you've earned, is you've won the McGivney Award, which you've met your membership quota of recruiting at least 15 men. You've also earned the Founders Award, which you attended 2 fraternal benefit events that was hosted by either a local field agent or one of our regional agents or one of our order agents. And you had at least 7 eligible members that attended. And the last thing that you did is you submitted your Columbian Award, which is 16 activities under the pillars of faith, family, life, and community. And you achieved that as well, brothers. And I just congratulate you for that. It's to be commended for sure. I do look forward to serving next to your current officers, your newly elected officers. You did mention that you're having elections tonight. Make sure that after you have your elections, you get your 185 submitted, which is the report of officers chosen, as well as if you're reelected as the Grand Knight, which I assume you will be, make sure that you put in for who your program personnel is for all your different program positions. So the last thing I want to mention is on June 11th is your Corpus Christi Sunday procession. And I think all Knights that wish to be a part of that should be a part of that. I encourage you to do so. So thank you for the Grand Knight for the time. Congratulations on all that you have done this past fraternal year. And I look forward to serving next to you again this next fraternal year. Viva Jesus.
Thank you. All right, I'd like to move to the live committee report, Brother Joe James.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for your participation in the baby bottle drive. I was out of town and Don Kennebeck stepped up and helped and all that. So I'm still not sure how much money have we received so far. We got money coming in all the time. About 9,000, and still there's money here, money there. Somebody gave me a little lot of it. And just to remind you too that this Saturday we have prayer at Planned Parenthood, 9:30 Rosary, 10 o'clock Divine Mercy. Hope to see you there. And that's it.
Thank you, Brother Joe. All right, I'd like to call on our membership committee, Brother Ray Hanson. Please give your report.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know if this is catchy or not, but I too was out of town this past month. And unfortunately, I was not here to witness the exemplification of two new brother knights, who I'm happy to say are both here this evening. Their names are Michael Elliott and Timothy Clarkite. Jim, could you please stand? Be recognized. Congratulations to you, both brother knights. Our next exemplification night will be the third Thursday as usual of the month, which will be June the 15th, 7 p.m. If any brother knights would like to join us in witnessing the ceremony and helping with the reading itself, please present yourself a little ahead of time. So that's pretty much all I have to say.
Thank you, Brother
Very good.
And I'd like to move to the community committee report, Brother Fred Clyde.
Thank you. First of all, I'm going to talk about Corpus Christi House at the end of my report. That's the largest of the time that I'll use. We have the Gracie Hawk game that our fellow knights and our families are going to be joining. And after my report, Brother Joe Cordona will give an update on that. We also have a blood drive coming up on July 8th. That's on a Saturday. We have 4 blood drives a year. Brother Joe is coordinating those. We have 2 on Mondays, 2 on Saturdays throughout the year, and this is 1 on Saturday. So I know many folks have plans going to be out of town, but we could use both your volunteer to work and also your blood, or both. And Joe will take your blood.
Well,
Gladly. We also, I've put out there that we have a cornhole tournament, and be honest with you, I'm not sure if the date is a good date because there has not been really any interest that I have seen on the website as far as sign up. So I am getting close to maybe canceling that. That is on currently scheduled for June 22nd on a Thursday evening. And that's 1 week or less than a week after the Boise Hawk game. So maybe that's too much fraternity for us. I don't know. But if you are interested, go soon and sign up. Otherwise, I think I'm going to cancel that for lack of interest. So postpone it maybe later in the summer.
What time is the blood drive?
The blood drive starts at 9 a.m.
So we need help at 7:30.
But we need help at 7:30 a.m. to start setup. And it goes all day, yeah. Yeah, it's all day. But we usually do 2 shifts, and that will ask Dave to put on some signups on the website also. Okay, let's go to Corpus Christi House. We have Tom Sorgi and Dennis Coons, our food gurus, led the Corpus Christi House barbecue on May 31st. That was last Wednesday. Gentlemen, it was amazing. The folks there, as you know, it's a dayless homeless shelter, and everyone was very grateful and thankful. It was, as Ed Shaw said, it was a holy moment. It was, the Holy Spirit was definitely there and present, and everyone was very grateful. And I encourage you to sign up and do the next one, which is September 21st. It's on a Thursday, and you will. You would just count your blessings on looking at those folks there, and you can just tell they've had a rough life. That's what Jesus is calling us to do. So also on a somewhat on a very sad note, Mike Newell and I went down to, we did a delivery of our donations from the generous parish that we have. We took down our donations this morning. One of the board members was there and let us know that, if you're not familiar, one of the staff members was pregnant and she was at term, and unfortunately she has, lost her unborn child. They tried to do a C-section and salvage, and it was not successful. So I have a card here at this table that, I would like to at least have a dozen nights, maybe put their signature on that. That's all you have to do is sign to let her know that we're praying for her, and her, and her baby. So, I just want to, they're a community partner and we just want to show that we're there with them. And, so that was, some sad news this morning. And if with that, Brandon, I'll end my report, and so please come over and sign the card, and I'll turn the report over to Joe Cardona for the Boise Hawk update.
Thank you. So I have the basic information on the Boise baseball outing. I have tentatively this Friday as the last time that you can let me know that you want to come and who your guests will be. But the truth be known, it's Wednesday, 3 days before, that I'll meet with the vendor to purchase the tickets themselves. So if you decide all of a sudden an opportunity between now and Wednesday makes itself available to you, that you or family members, additional family members would like to come, it's not too late. As of right now, we have 67 signed up to go. So that's really pretty good. And Graham, have you been at the gym?
Have I been at the gym?
Yeah, he's gonna do the first pitch for that.
The funny thing is, I actually tried to throw a baseball last weekend, and it was pretty sad.
You just want some time. But anyway, we're going to throw out the first ball, and I guess the catcher would be willing to move up a little.
We'll have to stand up and be ready to run again.
That's the clues right there. Really good show in 67. Really, you have to Wednesday if something comes up that you want to add to the list. It truly is becoming a family function. So thank you.
Thank you, Brother Joe. All right, I'd like to call on our worthy insurance agent, Brother Andrew Sorley. Please give your report.
Well, thank you. See you again. So today I actually met with a woman who had met with her and her husband last year, and he has since passed from cancer. And fortunately, he was an insured member of Knights of Columbus, and it was very good to know that I was able to help her. So she he had a life insurance with the Knights, and that helped her in two ways. One, of course, she had a death benefit from it, but two, since he's an insured member, we have something called a spouse's right to apply. So if you're an insured member of Knights of Columbus, and it doesn't matter if you have life insurance or long-term care insurance, or you have a fixed annuity with $300 in it. If you have any of our insurance products, you are an insured member. And so by this member having being an insured member, his wife was able to have funds available to help her out, and she was able to get a lifetime guaranteed annuity today. She had no pensions or anything. She had one Social Security check. That's all she had. And I was able to work with her today and substantially improve her financial situation. And that's, again, because he's an insured member. So something to consider, if you're not already become an insured member, put $300 aside, become an insured member, or get life insurance, get something. But it's, and of course, it's not for you, it's for your wife, it's for your children. So just something to consider. Where's the hand?
Thank you, Brother Andrew. I'd like to introduce a special guest tonight, Brother Trey Shore is here. He's a field agent and also offers annuities. If you'd like to stand and say a few things, I appreciate that.
Thank you,
Yes.
So, this is officially appointed field agent for this council, which means he handles all of the insurance needs for this council, and he is doing a fabulous job. So I am here tonight out of uniform because I am not serving as a field agent. You notice I have no tie on. However, I am at this point the only field agent in the state of Idaho licensed for our investment products. And this is a new offering that many members are not even aware of yet. So some of you know that Knights of Columbus have always promised not to invest in things that are contrary to the Catholic faith. Been our promise for 140 plus years. 9 years ago, we found we had the skills to bring investment management in-house. So we built up our own registered investment advisor. As far as I know, we're the only one with a moral field agent on staff, looking into every stock and bond we invest in, which I think is pretty cool. So if that is something that you're interested in hearing more about, I'm happy to talk with you. Thank you, Worthy Grand Knight. Thank you, brothers.
Thank you, Brother Trey. So you, even though he's not wearing his tie, feel free to talk to him. All right, so I'd like to call the fourth degree, report of the fourth degree, Brother Joe.
This only takes 1 minute, so. What we have to do is, for you to spread the word to council members, 30 degrees and below, that they're always welcome to attend assembly meetings. It's best to see and understand what you think about getting into. And the value of the fourth degree is, again, we have a center of focus on patriotism and everything that goes with that. So it's not just taking care of vets, it's promoting patriotism in the schools, helping with voting, and any type of activity that helps with God's country and family. That's what we're about. Also with that, and if it would spur council members' interest, I never turn anyone away from training. So when we do a colloquial training, again, that might be an enticement for becoming fourth degree. Currently, right now, I'm not aware, unless Brother Corey knows, any other fourth degree exemplification ceremonies within the Church of our of the state. But again, we can prepare you for those ceremonies if they do avail themselves to us. And lastly, with our new Sir Knights, one of the biggest questions are, what are vet-related support activities within the valley? And I'm going to come up with a date, and we're going to talk about that, about what opportunities are there to help vets and to promote patriotism within the Treasure Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Joe. Right, I'd like to move on to new business and officer elections. I'm going to hand over the gavel to our worthy Deputy Grand Knight. If you please come up and do the election for Grand Knight, since I can't do it myself.
All right, obviously we have one nominee, that being our current worthy Grand Knight, Dave Giardino. Are there any other nominations for the position of Grand Knight? Are there any other nominations for the position of worthy Grand Knight? Are there any other nominations for the position of Grand Knight? Brother
For the
Darrell.
deputy grand knight, I'd like to stand to cease nominations for the position of grand knight and elect Brother Dave Terragino by unanimous acclamation.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Brother Darrell. A motion has been made and
I second.
we do have a second. To suspend any further nominations for the position of Grand Knight. All those in favor of suspending the nominations and electing David Cheragino as Grand Knight, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Congratulations to worthy Grand Knight.
Good job, Steve. You can do the rest of it if you would like. All right. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate it, and I'm glad that I'm moving forward as a Grand Knight for one more year. I promise you this will be the last year. I will not re-up, maybe in the future. So hopefully we have a good year. So thank you, brothers. All right, I'd like to move on for the nominee of worthy deputy Grand Knight, Steve Monty. Are there any other nominees for worthy deputy Grand Knight? Are there any other nominees for worthy deputy Grand Knight? Are there any other nominees for deputy Grand Knight? Was there?
Very good night. I'd like to make a motion to cease the nominations for deputy grand knight and elect Brother Steve Monte by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
Motion is made and then seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of deputy grand knight and elects Steve Monte as our worthy deputy grand knight. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Congratulations, Steve. And thank you for your service. Well, here. Thank you, brother. You've done a great job in supporting me throughout the year, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to move to our nominee for worthy treasurer, Brother Bruce Honey. Are there any other nominees for treasurer? Are there any other nominees for treasurer? Are there any other nominees for treasurer?
For the grand knight, I'd like to make a motion to cease nominations for the position of treasurer and elect Brother Bruce Honey as by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for position of worthy treasurer. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Bruce Honey as treasurer? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Welcome, Brother Bruce. Thank you for another year. Congratulations, I should say. Yeah, I'd like to move to the nominee for worthy advocate, Dick Jacobson. Are there any other nominations for the advocate? Are there any other nominations for the advocate? Are there any other nominations for the advocate?
For the grand knight, I'd like to make a motion to cease nominations for the position of advocate and elect Brother Dick Jacobson by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of advocate. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Dick Jacobson as our worthy advocate? Aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion is passed, and our current and future advocate, Brother Dick Jacobson. Congratulations. All right, I'd like to move on to our worthy chancellor. Nominee for worthy chancellor is Kyle Bunker. Are there any other nominations for worthy chancellor? Are there any other nominations for chancellor? Are there any other nominations for chancellor? Brother Dale?
For the Grand Night, I'd like to make a motion that we cease nominations for position of chancellor and elect Brother Kyle Bunker by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of chancellor. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Kyle Bunker as chancellor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Congratulations, Brother Kyle, our new chancellor. I'd like to thank Brother Robert Nee as our past chancellor. He's done an excellent job, and thank you for all your work with the seminarians and saying prayers and stuff like that. You've done a great job. So thank you, brother. All right, I'd like to move to our worthy warden. Nominee for worthy warden is Joe James. Are there any other nominees for warden? Are there any other nominations for warden? Are there any other nominations for warden? Brother Dale?
For the Grand Night, I'd like to make a motion to cease nominations for the position of warden and elect Brother Joe James by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of warden. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Joe James as warden? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is passed. Congratulations, Brother Joe. Thank you for all you have done for our council and are going to do. Thank you, Brother Joe. All right. I'd like to move to the nominee for worthy recorder. Oh, this one I got to fill out. Okay. So nominee for worthy recorder would be Stephen Sherrard. I didn't write it down. I apologize. Are there any other nominees for worthy recorder? Are there any other nominees for recorder? Are there any other nominees for reporter? Brother Darrell?
For the Grand Night, I'd like to make a motion that we cease nominations for the position of recorder and elect Brother Steve Sherrard by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of reporter. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Stephen Sherrard as our worthy reporter? Aye. Aye. Are all those opposed? Motion is passed. Congratulations, Brother Steve. I'd like to thank our worthy reporter right now, Brother James Pavlik, and all the minutes that he has done for us. It has been a huge burden off my back for him to do that. He's done an excellent job. So thank you, Brother James. All right, nominee for worthy inside guard, Wade Carlson. Wade Carlson is not present tonight. I'm not sure if he is online. He said he tried to be.
No, there's not been.
Brother Corey, does he have to be present to be elected?
No.
No, he doesn't. No. If the nomination committee has visited with the candidate and he has given verbal consent, then the nomination committee may go forward with its nominee.
Okay, thank you, brother. All right, I have spoken with Wade and he has accepted the nominee position for worthy inside guard. So we'll move forward with the nominee for inside guard. It'll be Wade Carlson. Are there any other nominees for inside guard? Are there any other nominees for inside guard? Are there any other nominees for inside guard?
For the Grand Night, I'd like to make a motion that we cease nominations for the position of inside guard and elect Brother Wade Carlson by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations to the position of inside guard. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Wade Carlson as our inside guard? Aye. All those opposed? Motion is passed. Congratulations to Brother Wade for our next year inside guard. Okay, I'd like to move to the outside guard. Nominee for outside guard is Bert Quijano. Are there any other nominations for outside guard? Are there any other nominations for outside guard? Are there any other nominations for outside guard?
I'd like to make a motion that we cease nominations for the position of outside guard and elect Brother Bert Virgiano by unanimous acclamation.
Second.
Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of outside guard. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing Bert Quijano as outside guard? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. He is our new outside guard. Congratulations, Brother Bert. All right, that brings me to the nominees for worthy trustees. We have 3 trustees. We have our first year, our second year, and our third year trustees. We will do these as a group vote, so all 3 of them will be voted on at the same time. Nominees for first year trustee will be Mike Whistle. Nominees for second year trustee will be Steve Gaston. Nominee for third year trustee will be Tom Sorge. Are there any other nominees for trustee positions? Any one of these? Are there any other nominees for trustee position? Are there any other nominees for the board of trustee positions? Brother Darrell?
Right now, I'd like to make a motion to cease nominations for the positions of first, second, and third trustee and accept Mike Whistle, Steve Gaston, and Tom Sorge by unanimous acclamation.
Okay.
The motion has been made and seconded to suspend any further nominations for the position of trustee. All those in favor of suspending nominations and electing first year trustee Mike Whistle, second year trustee Steve Gaston, and third year trustee Tom Sorge. All those in favor? All those opposed? Congratulations. I know we have at least 2 of them here. So thank you guys. All right, that concludes our officer elections for the year 2023-24. They will take office July 1st, so the next meeting is going to look drastically different with all the different just kidding. Most of them are the same, so we did elect a few new ones. So congratulations to those who made it and our new officers. So please keep them in your prayers. We definitely do need your prayers. So thank you. And thank you for your past prayers. All right, I'd like to move on to other new business. I'd like to talk a little bit about the Oktoberfest. We had a date. We've had several meetings, and I've decided to cancel the Oktoberfest for 2023. There are still a few things going around. I'm not going to rule out that we don't have some kind of event or something, possibly in September or October. We did trade the date for another date in the scheduling with the office. So for now, the Oktoberfest as we know it or knew it is canceled and postponed until further notice, possibly 2024 or sooner. Kind of depends on what the office has available at this point. So, all right, any questions on that? All right, I'd like to move on to the Silver Rose, Brother Steve.
For the grand night.
I will try and be as brief as possible here.
Coming up this 29th of June on Thursday for morning mass, 8:45. We will be hosting the Silver Rose. And for those of you knights who are not familiar with the Silver Rose, if you will just permit me briefly to read this so that you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Our Lady of Guadalupe Silver Rose has been a Knights of Columbus tradition for 62 years. In 1960, groups of Colombian squires in Mexico, Canada, and the United States decided to honor Our Lady of Guadalupe by carrying a rose across North America from Canada to the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Monterrey, Mexico. In 2001, Supreme Knight Carl A. Anderson at the 119th Supreme Council meeting in Toronto addressed the effort in culture of life terms, referring to Our Lady of Guadalupe, One Life, One Rose program. He urged that it be expanded to every North American jurisdiction. In recent years, the program has expanded from 3 to 8 silver roses traveling the western, central, and eastern corridors of North America, with Knights of Columbus from Canada to Mexico carrying the roses from destination to destination, and finally to the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Monterrey, Mexico. Every stop along the way of the route of the Silver Rose pilgrimage is an occasion for prayer and spiritual renewal centered on the rosary. English, French, and Spanish booklets containing recommended prayers, scripture readings, and a litany accompany the Silver Rose. The Holy Spirit Council will hold a Silver Rose Mass and Rosary service Thursday morning, June 29th. And everyone is welcome to participate and attend. Now, we've already met with Father Vitalis, the Silver Rose Committee, that is, and we've already secured that time, that date, to attend. What's going to happen that day is our color board will process entry into the church prior to Mass and present the Silver Rose and position the Silver Rose at the foot of the altar, as we did last year for the special rosary service, which was conducted in the evening. This is a little different. The Silver Rose will be at the foot of the altar for the entire Mass. After the Mass, there will be a brief pause for the priest and the celebrants of the Mass to exit. And then we will commence with a rosary dedicated to the Silver Rose. And we are going to be looking for some knights to volunteer, at least 5 knights, to take a decade of the rosary, to lead one of the decades of the rosary. I think I already have one committed. I'm going to have a sign-up sheet over here on that blue table, where the cake was. And if you feel compelled, we invite you to sign up. We also are looking for greeters. We're looking for as many knights, 4th degree, 3rd degree, doesn't matter. We want knights to attend. We're looking for greeters, those who will stand outside the church to welcome those attending that ceremony for the special service. And then once the rosary is completed and done, and our color guard will take and escort our Silver Rose out of the church, out of the sanctuary, into the narthex, and then we will, I will put the Silver Rose away and commence with the transition from our council to the next. Not sure if I'm missing anything. The Silver Rose Committee, which is comprised of about 6 or 7 individuals, I'll be conducting or calling a meeting of that committee next week to go over the format, which is to explain what's happening prior to the Mass, during the Mass, if anything, and then certainly what's going to happen after the Mass and their parts. And I think that's going to be it. Are there any questions about the Silver Rose, the event, participation? But I do encourage you to attend if you can. I understand this is going to be on a work day. And those of you who are working, have jobs, certainly feel free, if you can, to attend. Certainly share this with your families. We want everyone and anyone to attend. It is on Thursday, June 29th, 8:45. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Steve. Yeah, please, I encourage you to attend this. It's a great mass, beautiful. We're not gonna do the Silver Rose Mass, but it will be a presentation and the rosary afterwards and kind of explanation of what it is. So thank you, Brother Steve, for doing that. I encourage you all to appreciate that. All right, there are a couple things that were not on the agenda that I have to bring up. The first one is going to be the ordination breakfast. Brother Dennis, I believe you're kind of going with that. Do you have enough volunteers for, I believe it was Deacon Nelson that is getting ordained the day before his first mass will be here Friday, June 9th. And the church has asked us to do a breakfast for anybody to attend after the mass for Deacon Nelson, who will be a priest at that time. Do you need?
I could use 1 to 2 more volunteers. We're going to meet at 8 o'clock on Friday morning. Should be out of here probably by the end of the that might be a little bit later than that because the masses at 8:45. So I'm thinking we're just starting about 9:30. We're figuring about 175 to 200. CCW is doing the dining room. We're going to be being responsible for the kitchen and middle class table that goes to the dishes. So it's cooking them. Might be about 6 or 8 guys. I've got 6 anybody interested. It also needs a little bit of help. James and I are going to be on. We're not doing pancakes. We're going to do cinnamon roll, sausage, eggs, and fruit. And so we're going to get in on Thursday and fruit and cinnamon rolls.
Okay, so some help on Thursday as well.
I can use a little help on Thursdays. So just see me after the meeting if you feel the kind of help.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Dennis. Please see him after the meeting and help out. We always need help, especially when something like that. So, all right. The next one is the June 11th procession of Corpus Christi. We were asked by the church, and I've already talked to the color court. They will be processing with it, but we still need nights to hold the canopy and process with the color guard. So I encourage you all to attend that. That'll be June 11th. After the 11 a.m. mass. So anybody that's attending or plans on attending the 11 a.m. mass on the day, please join the procession. Wear your polo shirts, whether it's your red or your blue, it doesn't matter. But we do encourage you as a knight to join the procession and help out. So, yeah, Brother Steve.
Or you're not, is there a need for a sign-up sheet for this, every now and then?
We could do a sign-up sheet, Brother Dave in the back there, if you could do one online. It would, we gotta have at least, I'd say 4 to 6 to carry the canopy. I don't know if there's anything else. Brother Joe?
I would say, at least 8 brothers with whatever shirt you choose to wear. There could be at least 8 brothers, doesn't matter which blue or red shirts that you wear. That's plain as that. Right now, we're definitely 4, but if they have an awning, then you'll need 4 extra. It's a short walk around. And so color corps will be on the outside escorting display.
Very good. Again, you don't have to be color core.
No.
We're encouraging all knights to join the procession. So please consider that. It's for the celebration of Corpus Christi. All right. So please check online, www.meridiannights.org. And we should have a sign up sheet soon. So please look out for that. All right, the last one that I want to bring up under new business would be, we were also asked by the church to do 2 loft dinners. The first loft dinner will be July 12th, and the second will be July 26th. They said that they'd reimburse us for the cost, so I need at least 1 to 2 leads to head this up. That's buying the food, you know, getting everything organized, doing the dinner, setting it up, and all that. Usually we don't have to break down a lot of stuff. It's usually left up for the next week. So the dining room is pretty easy, but again, I need 2 leads. And currently I don't have any. I will be putting out an email. We will also be having a sign-up sheet with more details on that for those upcoming events. Does anyone in here want to be a lead for this? Brother Dennis? Go ahead.
For the young night, as you know, I get involved with a lot of the dinners and that, and I'm reluctant to say I want to take the lead because then I'll have it forever. So I will take the lead as a co-chairman on it with somebody else that will be involved with it, so that we can transition over. So I'm not responsible for the next 10 years on this project as well.
Yes, Dennis, you do a lot of stuff for us. Especially with the kitchen, the kitchen's involved, and I don't expect you to head that up yourself. So I do want to lead Brother Greg.
Grant, I the co-chair will work with Dennis on the first one. Work with Dennis on the first one and take it over on the second one. Thanks.
Okay. Brother Steve. Okay. Thank you, brother. All right, all of the brothers, please look for the volunteer sign-up sheet. It'll be online. I will send out an email that'll guide you to that as we get more information, time, stuff like that. So please look out for that. All right, I'd like to move to Brother Darrell.
Before we leave new business, Bruce and I were tasked at the last officers meeting to take a look at our budget and about where we're going to fall. We're thinking that we should end up with around $20,000 at the end of the year in our bank account. Now, we didn't use all the budget money from last year, plus our fish fries were fantastically profitable this year. So we'd like to make a motion to donate $5,000 to the what's it called now? The Grow Together campaign that the church has just started. That's to help build the rectory and support the school. And that's our motion. I'd like to open that for discussion. Since it is $5,000, it will have to be tabled tonight, and we'll vote on it at the next meeting. But we wanted to bring that up and make that motion at this meeting.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. I'd like to open it up for discussion. Would anybody like to say anything about this? This would be from our council to the church to help build the rectory, the outbuilding, and the addition to the school. So, Brother Dennis, you want to go first?
Is that a one-time donation for this 3-year project? So we're not looking at every year. It was a one-time donation, correct?
One time.
Yes, one-time donation. Brother Fred?
That was my same question, whether it's a 3-year commitment, 5,000 each year. Something to think about when we. Are we gonna discuss this just now, or is there gonna be a committee?
So there isn't gonna be a committee, the motion has been made and seconded, so we are not gonna move to vote tonight on this. It is open for discussion, we will open it again at our next meeting for discussion and then vote on it at that time. And it'll be a ballot vote, so, majority will win, that. For right now, it is open for discussion, so if there's any discussion on this for Rich.
With all due respect, I think that's a worthy endeavor to give the money to the school.
But the school is going to get their money, believe me, they're going to get that money. But $5,000 can do a lot of good for Corpus Christi and some of the other food banks around town and other charities that desperately need money. You know, I'm not a big fan of giving that money to the church. I can tell you that right now. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Brother Rich. All right, other discussion on this? Steve, you got?
Order tonight. In view of how extremely supportive the church has been of the Knights, particularly Father Vitalis, and how successful we have been over the last couple of years as an organization council financially, I think this is a worthy cause, and I have to agree with most everybody else who tends to agree that this is a good move, and I fully support it.
Okay. All right, Brother Jerry?
Just food for thought. For a number of years, we talked about doing something with the barn because there's so much nice stuff in it. And that was tabled because the parish was talking about tearing that down and moving St. Vincent de Paul. And now that's not going to happen. And Shaq said, I had this big long list that Knights had talked about and things they were going to do out there to fix that barn. And I think that would be worth consideration because this is a 3-year campaign that doesn't include doing anything with that or that while this campaign is going on. That's in the second phase when they're talking about expanding the school and even using that property for something else. But right now it's kind of doesn't quite fit in with what's going on here. And then maybe we discuss or put a committee together and talk about how can we kind of make it look like a nice thing. On this backside facing the parish with maybe our logo and some of the things we stand for, but I think some dollars could go to a project like that. That would improve the property, take money that they, have not been able to spend and don't have. So just food for thought on things we can do for the parish.
All right, Brother Dennis, do you have something to say? No. Okay. That's it, Brother Dick.
Word around that, I just wanted to mention the motion on the floor that's been seconded is to do a one-time $5,000 contribution to the church, to the school and rectory.
School rectory and for the outreach center, yes.
So there was some talk about maybe doing a 3-year whatever, so what we would be voting on at the next meeting would be the motion that we're tabling now.
Yes, for the $5,000 one time.
Right.
For
Just wanted to clarify on that.
Yes. Is there any other discussion? Brother Tony?
I'd like to see something done. I don't know. I was lucky enough to be taught by Catholicism, grammar school, high school, college. I'd like to start to see something. Maybe the Knights can raise some money to give the graduating class or some donation or scholarship to Bishop Kelly. So it's not immediate, but it's an idea down the road. So we'll just like to keep that in mind.
Thank you, Brother Tony. All right, is there any other discussion on this? All right, we will table this for further discussion at our next meeting and call for a vote on it at that time. It'll be a valid vote. Please keep that in mind. I plan on attending to tell us what you think and vote on this issue. So, right. Thank you, brothers. Thank you for your input. I do appreciate that. All right, I'd like to move on to any unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business, Brother Joe?
I was reminded of three omissions. First of all, for the Boise Hawk game, if you all would wear your Knights of Columbus shirt because they'll recognize us. So again, red or blue, wear your shirts. Secondly is just to let them know again to the council that we're grateful for the money that was raised for our vets project, which was $2,589.35. And so that those that would like to know that we've already got coordinated approval for dispensing of those funds to local Treasure Valley vet charities or activities. And last but not least, I think that as far as numbers again, we're growing in our assembly, and we need to pass the baton to much younger lads. So look definitely forward to that. That's it. Thank
You have some younger lads in this joint.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Joe. All right, I'd like to move on for the good of the order. Is there anything for the good of the order? Brother Fred?
Thank you guys for signing that card. I think that we'd like to keep Destiny and Tony in our prayers along with their child, born child that died. So I'd like to have us pray for them. Thank you.
Is there anything else for the good of the order? All right, so with that, I'd like to invite Brother Robert Nee, our Chancellor, to please lead us in prayer. All stand or kneel.
We have our cards for the prayer for the canonization of blessed servant of God, Michael. In the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God our Father, protect the we call you to grace, Father, and I hope you to be in our office, to be on my life, and to be down there. To be down and love his life, may we follow the Son, Jesus Christ, all over whether the inspiration of his staff on the sacred confidence of the body, so that we continue to work we humbly ask that you glorify this. Blessed according to the design of the whole world. There is intercession, practically, give them the all done. Through Christ our Lord, amen. May you free of the nights. Thank you, Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Brother Robert. With that, I declare this meeting adjourned. Dave, if I have a lot of bigger, I'll send you more information that I get from Greg.